Welcome everyone to Book the Ticket, the movie podcast for the CBC channel. Google us, you can find us anywhere. Mitch692 on Twitter. You don't want to find Joe, but if you want, you can find him at Halftime Joe. Yeah, I somehow managed to get at least 4 topics today. I don't know how, because there was nothing. But to start it off, we have our first look at the Bumblebee movie poster.
Well, before you do that, just so everybody, before we even start the news, I forgot to let you know, but there are timestamps in the description for anybody listening on YouTube or on SoundCloud, so that if you don't like a topic, you can switch out and go to a different one. Or if you want to see us talk about the box office or Christopher Robin, that'll be later.
Or if you're live, you gotta suck it up, because you'll be here for an hour.
Or you just mute us.
Yeah. But, is that going to be the thing now, where everyone who hosts it forgets to actually say that,
Probably.
and the other person reminds them? That's cool, because I completely forgot about that. But yeah, as I said, we have the first look at the Bumblebee movie poster, and it's the Power Rangers movie poster. It's exactly the same.
Let me see. Let me look at it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's just a starry background. You've got a little landscape at the bottom, and then you've got Bumblebee and what's her face at the front. We come soon.
Get her name right.
I can't remember her name. What's her name? It's stupid because I literally watched an interview about an hour ago with her in it, and I can't remember.
Haley Steinfeld.
That's the one, Haley Steinfeld. All right. Well, what's her character name then?
No, nobody cares.
Oh, I mean, people should care.
No, people just care about the actress. Yeah. Besides, I ever only call like characters by actors' names, anyways, because I just think it's so much easier.
I mean, fair.
Like, I don't know. Like, if we start talking Avengers, I'll probably just say, yeah, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, so much easier.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Also,
yeah,
great poster. I'd want this like. I just think it looks like a great poster. I want this hanging on my wall. If it was like a HD.
Remind me, you liked the Power Rangers one, didn't you?
Yeah,
that was literally a stock photo and they photoshopped the people.
I don't care. I think it looks cool. I mean, there's nothing much more to it. You either think it looks cool or it doesn't. That's really all there is to it, right? I think the starry backgrounds with the characters, I think that looks cool.
I think it's more suiting for this. Personally, I think it kind of gives off the Iron Giant vibe.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying it's going to be a live action Iron Giant, and whether it is or it isn't, ways to be seen. But
I mean, if they can make it anything like that movie, what a turnaround for that franchise.
I'm super excited for this movie just because fan of Haley Steinfeld, but also I just was a fan of kind of the smaller take they were giving this movie and how it just seems like at least from the first trailer, it almost seemed like the biggest threat was just going to be that Bumblebee didn't feel like he could fit in, and that would have been even as good for me. Like that would have been just as good.
I mean, it would have worked.
Yeah.
You don't need Decepticons they got in it.
Yeah, and, I mean, and whether that's a quota they have to fill, like, the studio said we have to have Decepticons and we have to have at least one fight. Like, all right, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna.
I mean, yeah, you kind of for what this movie feels like, you do have to have that threat that puts Bumblebee in danger, which you can have that emotional punch, right? Because that would be the bit that makes everyone love it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bumblebee can rise up and kill everyone, because that's what Transformers do.
I don't know. I'm a fan of story backgrounds and the little quotes or the title of the film plus a little like phrase like every adventure has a beginning or something. I don't know. Maybe some people might think it is pretentious. I just think it looks cool.
It's not pretentious. It's very generic. It's the very like, we need a little tagline. It's a pretty cool. Just put everything at the beginning.
I mean, every one has the tagline, right? And I just think that's cool. And I think what they mean by every adventure, I'm sure, is like, the Transformers movies. Well, this is how they started.
I mean, yeah. That's not.
See that? Difficult. I mean, most taglines are going to be generic, aren't they? So it's like.
Yeah, most like taglines are generic. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's the same. Every prequel has the same one. They vary.
I wonder what the Fantastic Beasts tagline was.
I can't remember. Probably something similar, like some variation of it. I wanted to chat.
So, explore a new era of J.K. Rowling's Wizardry World. What would you do if your beast escaped? Where did the beast hide? Explore a new era of the Wizardry World before Harry Potter. I mean, tomato.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I think it looks cool. And, I mean...
I think the movie looks good. I think it's going to be good. I wonder how it being released on the same day as Aquaman is going to affect anything.
Yeah. I'm going to see them both. I don't really care.
What about Spider-Verse? You going to see all three?
Probably not. Spider-Verse will probably wait. That film's probably gonna be great, but I can't get over. Every time I watch it, I feel like my eyes hurt because it feels like it's glitching
got that
on me.
like faux 3D thing.
Yeah,
even though
I don't like
I
that.
read an interview about that. It's supposed, like if you look at old comic art, you always see the shadows like that.
I get it, but that doesn't help my eyes.
No, I'm just saying, like, if it's supposed to like replicate, like, I like it. I like.
It just hurts my eyes, and it's hard for me to like something that hurts my eyes. It feels weird, but yeah, all right, trailer.
Yeah. It's a cool poster. Yeah, not much to say. Now something I find hilarious, and it's the only reason why it's here. Christopher Robin's banned in China because Pooh Bear or Winnie the Pooh is seen as like a sign of resistance.
So did somebody tweet out that meme of Obama and the guy, and then like it became a thing?
No, John Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one I believe that started it, and then he kind of like ramped up from there. And the president of China, I think his name is Xi Jinping. I think it's how you pronounce it. It's something like that. I always thought it was Li, but it's not. It's like Xi or Ski. But yeah, he's taken a bit of a sensitive offense to all this stuff.
Yeah.
He sees it as a sign that people are trying to like rebel against him. So it's like, no, fuck your movie. I'm gonna ban it because I look like Pooh Bear.
That sucks, but it is what it is.
So yeah, I wonder how it's gonna affect the box office. But
I mean, I'm sure like whoever made. I'm sure Disney. Well, Disney like probably like John Oliver, like, bro, you really come on, man. Like you made it just get banned in China by making that joke. Come
I was
on.
gonna say it's like, well done, John Oliver. Like you got an entire movie banned in China.
Yeah.
Like the Ghostbusters one, you can understand because it kind of goes to the whole like spiritual side of.
And then like now it's just like he's petty. So
yeah.
it's like
It's like what? So yeah, it's just something funny. I thought.
I mean, I think it'll make a lot of money. Other than even if it doesn't, I don't know. I think it's still a great movie. I recommend like everybody to watch. It's so great.
And so I've heard nothing but good things. Yeah. But the only negative you could probably say is that people say it's depressing. But I think they just come to the nature.
It's not even depressing for the whole movie. It's like for maybe 10 minutes, it's kind of depressing. But other than
but
that,
how depressing is it for those 10 minutes? Because negative emotions are stronger than positive ones. That's just a fact.
I'm trying to think because there's also certain points where like, whoa, they did that. But I mean, it got pretty depressing at one point. I was like, okay, wow, like that's just sad. Like it just reminds me of that SpongeBob episode where Squidward just does the same thing day after day, and it's just like that's kind of sad when you look back at it. It's like wow, but yeah, I'll talk about it later probably.
Oh yeah, you're going to talk about it, aren't you? Yeah. You said. Oh yeah, so I thought that's just a little funny thing I brought up. Next one is the Metal Gear Solid movie, with the director or the writer and director, or who wants to be it anyway. What's his name? Robert or
Jordan Vogt Roberts.
That's the one. Yeah,
Dude did King Kong. Dude pulled up on CinemaSins on Twitter. I low-key admired him for that, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta know that everything CinemaSins does is literally satire. It's all a joke. None of it is serious. But I get where he's coming from in the business they're doing. It's kind of like, it doesn't help their business. It doesn't.
No, it's like, I understand, because, it's not, CinemaSins isn't the problem, it's the people who use CinemaSins as a legitimate thing.
Like, if you just watch CinemaSins and like, it's all jokes, and you still, similar to Rotten Tomatoes, right? Or whatever, people who watch reviews. It's like, if you just understand the concept of what they are, not necessarily take them too hard, then, you know, there's nothing bad with it, really. But,
so something's only got as much power as you give it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What was he doing?
he's desperately trying to get a Metal Gear Solid movie off the ground. And he's done an interview with like Collider, and he's been talking about everything. And he's saying the one thing he thinks the movie needs to work and to be accepted by the general audience is the weird and supernatural side of the franchise.
Sure. I mean,
Which
you would think he would build up to that, like make it like a James Bondy Mission Impossible spy film, and then the supernatural in the second one. But hey, if he thinks it works in the first one, go ahead.
I mean, like, have you played the Metal Gear games?
Not really, to be honest.
I was gonna say because neither have I, but I know they're very like they are weird. They got their quirks, you know. And it's like it's kind of like the comic book movies, you know. Don't shy away from shit that works in video games. Like people will like that because that's what made the games great.
Or, well, I don't know where I was going with this, but something about like if. No, I don't know where I was going with this. Jordan Favreau just did King Kong, and I'm sure he could do a good film. But
like it's just the way he's talking about it, like that he was asked how he like translated video game aspects onto the screen, or like what movies.
is that why most video games films don't work? Because they kind of lose the aspect of what made the game so great. But also,
I think
it's the fact that the games have 30-hour stories.
I mean, there is also that, but then that, you know, let's not rush that in one movie. You know, comic book movies don't do that. You know, if you treat video games,
I mean, but they usually do an arc. I mean, are we talking about like an arc? They do an arc sometimes in a movie.
Well, right, you know, look at Infinity War. Like Infinity Gauntlet story was what, told over a year, maybe two.
Okay, but yeah, that's
you know,
that's a big old event. I'm thinking more just arcs, but I guess events. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, like certain arcs you can fit into, but you know, when people try and rush from one bit to another, it's just like, calm down.
You know what? The only thing I remember of Metal Gear Solid was that Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer, was in one of them, and I hope he's in the movie. Cause that'd be cool. I think a lot of people liked him for that, if I remember correctly. So I would hope he's in the movie. Also, this dude has a big old beard, bro.
He does. He's got one of the best beards you'll
That's
ever
wild.
see.
It's one wild beard.
I'm sure he's probably like tied it into his pubes at this point. It's that long.
I remember the first time, you know, I remember like seeing his Twitter. That dude was black, but that's because his picture's black and white, and then he's actually white. That's just me assuming. I don't know why. Maybe his picture's black and white. I was like, he's probably black. I don't know.
But like he was asked like what video game movies he thinks were a success, or did like things that were right in his opinion, that how to translate these things. And he brought up 3 movies, and none of them were video games. It was like Kubo and the Two Strings, Snowpiercer, and I can't remember what the third one was.
But it's they're adaptations, right?
Snowpiercer's a comic book adaptation, yeah.
Yeah.
But he says, like, you know, you look at Kubo, the basic premise of that story is about upgrading armor. It's a video game, but Snowpiercer, that entire film is left to right. It's a 2D side scroller.
Well,
it's like taking different elements. It's like he seems like if anyone is going to make a good video game movie at this point, it's probably going to be this one.
Sure. I mean, I didn't see Tomb Raider, so I heard that one was kind of fun. It's not like a great movie, but I hear it was kind of fun sometimes.
I haven't seen the new one. I saw the old ones though.
No, yeah, the new one. But like I said, I haven't seen them. It's on my watch list on Prime Video, so I'm definitely want to check it out. But all I know is some people thought like, that was enjoyable for what it was. It's like it wasn't a great movie. I remember one of the worst ones I ever saw was Need for Speed, just because.
That was terrible.
It tried to be the Mission Impossible of Fast and Furious, and it didn't work out. And I don't know if that was the actors or that was just the story they tried to play.
It's probably just the script.
But for Need for Speed, like the if we're to compare, right, like so Mission Impossible to let's compare to Fast and Furious because they're both in a way kind of like action spy films.
I mean, Need for Speed is literally just Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but like the difference, right? So like what Need for Speed tried to do and what Mission Impossible actually does. Mission Impossible, it like the thing about it that Need for Speed tried to copy was the actions happening. Let's keep it silent, or not silent. Let's keep the natural noises. So like in Mission Impossible, whether it be cars, people walking, the metal or the fist hitting something or whatever, or something breaking. That's usually the soundtrack to an action scene, right? Or
Yeah.
to something that's happening. For Fast and Furious, there's usually like a fun, fast, like cool song. Need for Speed try to do the thing while the driving. It didn't really work out that well. If I remember correctly, I thought that movie was kind of boring, actually, Need for Speed. And it might just be because Aaron Paul tried to be both Vin Diesel and Paul Walker at the same time. And it's just like...
Yeah, I can...
Dominic Cooper did do a good job in it, I will say. Dominic Cooper was a good villain in that. Oh, yeah, no, the guy from Mr. Robot was in it. That's where I first, I think, saw him. But, yeah, I don't know. Just looking back at, like, Need for Speed, that could have been a better movie, and it had, like... I get what they were going for, but I just don't think they got the right cast, in my opinion. Maybe Dominic Cooper was the right one, but I don't think they got the right...
I mean, Need for Speed's a weird one to even try and adapt, because it's not like there's any real story to Need for Speed.
Sure, but
it's just driving cars around cities.
They just try to make it, I guess... You know, they should have did, like, a more street... I mean, I guess Fast and Furious did that, but Need for Speed Most Wanted, like, would have been a cool...
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other video games movies that I'd want now. Like, even if they don't have necessarily a big story, like something that someone can make into a big story. I'm trying to think.
Fortnite? Well, Sony's doing Sonic. That hasn't really got a story.
That's true. That's the thing people are excited about. Apparently, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen anyone excited for that movie.
And it might be because of it's probably Eric who gets excited about it, and like I see it, and he tweets like he retweets people who get excited about it. But
that is actually true.
But James Marsden is that one. Seems like they actually. I think Jim Carrey's Eggman, right? So it's like one of those things they actually took the time to think about.
Yeah.
So,
but since I just saw Eric in the chat, if you haven't already, Eric, go watch the Collider interview he did for this movie. Like, I think you'll be happy with what he's been talking about.
Oh, a Gears of War movie would be dope.
Gears. Yeah. But then again, that's one of those. Was like people would get scared of certain stuff and you want to change it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Also, I don't know how quite you do a Gears of War movie, like, because people need to be huge.
Yeah, it's facts, but Batista needs another movie, right?
I mean, true, yeah.
Let me see.
Gears of War by James Gunn, starring Batista.
I'm looking. Well, who has the rights to a Gears of War movie?
I don't know if they've even sold it off yet. They probably have.
I swear I thought they did. I swear
they probably did years ago, but I can't remember.
I remember I think I pitched the idea of a PUBG movie, and it would be kind of this. It would almost be Gamer, but different, not with like prisoners. And if you remember that movie Gamer, I think I
really like that movie Gamer.
It might have been too. What's the word?
Like it's not the best movie ever, but I really enjoyed it.
It might have been like the thing that crossed the line for me was I think that one guy who was like super heavy and was just like he did virtual reality and like was trying to have like sexual relationships with people or something like that. I don't know. It just might have crossed the line for me at some point. I was like, I'm a little uncomfortable at this point.
I don't even remember that part of the movie.
That's the part that kind of messed me. But also. I just had a lot of profanity that I felt like was unneeded. Like, I'm okay with profanity, but sometimes it just gets annoying when you just say it too much, like, and it's unneeded.
It don't bother me.
Yeah,
I think because I've grown up with it just around it, it's like it's part of the language. Like...
I don't know. I get it, but there's I don't know. Remembering that movie, some of it just seemed like I think you're just throwing it in there just to throw it in there. But
probably
like I'm okay with people saying it and kind of like if they say it in the movie and it makes sense. It's just sometimes some people overstate how much profanity they have to use.
I mean, like sure, like it can get a bit gratuitous.
Yeah. But let's see. I remember the PUBG thing would be Gamer except without prisoners. It's like people who are sacrificing like their lives in a way to win this big cash prize that will set them up for life or something like that. And you can have a couple of people who have. The main guy has like a family or something, and I don't know, like that. I thought that'd be a cool movie, like a cool war movie where it's 100 people drop in, and it's almost like a Hunger Games mixed with Gamer, where you're gonna have this whole thing of.
So it kind of sounds like Ready Player One, kind of.
Not really, really.
Not exactly, but kind of like there's this big prize everyone wants.
Now that I think about it, yeah, but. I don't know.
Virtual reality, go get it. Like.
I think that'd be so cool, though. I just think a PUBG movie would work. Or maybe a Fortnite movie, who knows? Maybe that could work if somebody's fun with it. They gotta make it, like, break the fourth wall type of stuff with Fortnite if they do that.
Sorry. I said Sony has Sonic. It's now Paramount has
Okay,
Sonic.
well there you go. I'm trying to think what other movies work. Halo, they tried before it didn't work. Now they're making a TV show.
I mean, Halo worked. It became District 9.
Yeah, it's true, but they're also making a TV show now. So,
Yeah. Fun fact, it's going to have Master Chief in it.
trying to look.
I'd love to see a Kingdom Hearts movie. It would never happen, and people would not accept it. But I'd love to see someone try.
I think they're making The Division, right, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, The Division's supposedly going to be one.
Yeah.
There's that apparent Tom Hardy Splinter Cell movie that's been in the works like a decade.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised Overwatch hasn't gotten an animated movie yet.
Facts.
GTA would be nice. 5. Like I thought the story was cool for that. But at the same time, that's the story. That's like 20 something, 30 hours, and that'd be hard to do.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. You just make it into a trilogy.
I mean, true, I guess. You're right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, just stop trying to squeeze these 60-hour stories into an hour and a half. It's impossible. You can't do anything justice.
God of War would be nice.
The new God of War would be a really good story. Yeah. I think the old ones is a bit too much Clash of the Titans-y, but the new one would work really well.
You know, the other day I saw somebody tweet a picture of like Disney XDs tweeting that Fortnite, the TV show, will be coming out in 2019. I literally went to go check to see if that was real because I was like, no way, this is real, no way, and it wasn't.
So it is real. Oh, wasn't it? I thought it was real.
No, I don't think so, right? Because I thought it wasn't. I went to.
I heard it was. I mean, I could have just brought into the thing, but
see, I think everybody's thinking it is now. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That's wow. I thought it was.
That's a good one. Horizon Zero Dawn would make a fantastic game. Movie.
I didn't finish it. No spoil.
I wasn't gonna spoil it too. It was just
I was also telling chat, but
that's also a game you could probably squeeze into a movie, like just a single movie.
So this website, Express Co UK, says rumors are swirling the internet suggesting the Disney Studios working on episodic drama in the Fortnite world. I personally think the little story that they do between the seasons would work as a pretty fun, like break the fourth wall, like Teen Titans Go type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it could work really well because there's like a story in there that's kind of nice. I don't know if they're actually making it though. Some people are just suggesting it. And according to Twitter,
it would probably go down like the Angry Birds movie, to be honest.
So it says, I love that and according to a Twitter account, Disney XD with an A instead of E at the end.
Oh, Disney.
Yeah. So that's, I think it's fake.
Yeah, but that sounds fake.
That sucks. I think it could be actually a fun TV show, like whether it be like a Teen Titans Go or if it's a movie. I mean. That's I don't know, something. I just think it could be fun. All right.
Yeah. Back the Metal Gear movie. If he can get this movie off the ground, I think like from the look of it and what he's saying, like all the concept art, it could be like the first legitimate video game movie. And I'm not exactly a big Metal Gear fan. I've never really got into those games, but I can respect that it's got that following and it needs to be done a certain way. But yeah, I hope it gets made and I hope it gets done well. Now, something you can probably talk about a lot more than me. Bloodshot with Vin Diesel has...
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think Vin Diesel was actually Bloodshot.
No, yeah, he got officially cut. It was Jared Leto. Well,
yeah, then he dipped off for Morpheus, right?
I assume that's what happened, yeah. But Bloodshot's had a weird thing, because didn't they do that little web series, and it was Jason David Frank?
That was like, I think that was a pitch to say that these things can work in live action.
Right, yeah. I that. But yeah, they've officially started shooting, I believe they're in South Africa.
Hey, man. Yo, I am so ready for the Valiant Cinematic Universe. There's so much untapped potential in that. And, oh, man, I think they're making what's his face? What's the guy? Let me see. I forgot the name of that one character, the two characters.
There was supposed to be a movie before this one, because Bloodshot wasn't supposed to kick it off.
Quantum and Woody. Like, I thought they were making a movie about them, too. And Archer, Faith could be one. Man, there's some I want Ninja. Man.
I think it was Ninjak was supposed to be the first movie before this. I can't remember. What does it say in the article?
I always love that Ninjak spells his name with a K at the end instead of a CK.
Why would it be CK?
I don't know. Ninjak.
But yeah, they've also added The guy who plays Winston from New Girl.
Yeah, I feel a little weird at the same time as Chad because I don't really. Vin Diesel, I mean, not a great actor, and I've always thought that Bloodshot could have a kind of great, like, dynamic to him in terms of, like, you feel for, like, your Punisher style, you know, what's his face as Punisher? I forget his name.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, he's my favorite actor. I forget his name. But
can't be in favor that much.
No, well, not my favorite. I don't have one favorite. I have like a top, you know, like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. But it just feels weird because I think this could be. I mean, he's not my favorite character out of the Valiant universe, but
no,
it just feels weird because I saw Fast and Furious 7, and you know when Vin Diesel said the streets always win, and Hulk smashes the parking garage, like it wasn't that great. So, I mean, maybe he just is not gonna he's gonna blackball it up. Maybe he doesn't talk the entire film, and
maybe,
and that would be better because I just think him talking is gonna ruin the experience.
No, I mean,
he looks like Bloodshot. He has he has to get more fit because I remember last time he kind of had a dad bod.
I mean, he hasn't had that belly in a while.
All right, no, good thing.
That picture's like 3 years old.
All right, good thing.
But so who would you cast
as a Bloodshot, or kind of more for
as a Bloodshot?
I mean, you got the way I think about it is you look at it the way as you do Punisher. Who would you cast as the Punisher, right? And they have it's that very similar gravitas in them, I would say. But also, Bloodshot has a lot you know, like he has the special ability, so somebody who could do action as well. But I mean, I'm sure they could do stuntmen too. So,
I mean, Diesel could do action.
I wouldn't even thought of Jared Leto. Jared Leto, I felt like was too slim for that. You have to have a really, I mean, you could bulk up for it, but it does have to be pretty fit and bulked up in terms. I was thinking like a Hemsworth. Hemsworth would have been nice if he's not doing Thor anymore.
I mean, there's 3 Hemsworths to choose from.
I was thinking, Chris. If he wasn't doing Thor anymore, I would have 100% been down for him. I think he rocks the short hair look like he does in Ragnarok, and of course recently. Trying to think, I'm just trying to think of actors right now who can pull off that Punisher style. Who do you think? Who's something that comes to mind? Like, who would you have cast as a Punisher?
I'm not a Punisher guy, so I couldn't cast that for shit.
There's also so many incarnations of Bloodshot, so it's like, where do they go from? Where are they starting from? And is Bloodshot the Iron Man? Is Bloodshot starting off the cinematic universe, and he's gonna be like the one that leads to everybody else?
That's what they want. This is what it's like they're trying to do.
See, in my opinion, it shouldn't have been him. It should have been Ninjak. You know why? Because Ninjak is always like he's kind of like the main face of Valiant. They even have a Ninjak versus the Valiant universe type of stuff.
Isn't Exo Manowar Valiant?
Yeah, and some would say he's the face. If you're talking,
I was going to say because I always associate Valiant with Exo Manowar. I forget the rest.
If you're talking to Josh from Hyper Network, he definitely. Would
I mean, he was like the one person that ever spoke about.
I was much more a fan of Ninjak, and that's because he is not a ninja, but he's also rich. So I thought they could get away, you could get away with that of him being the guy that finds everybody else because he's like the smartest in the universe and stuff like that. I mean, Exo would have been like the great one to start off with because that would have been Iron Man-y style, you know?
Yeah.
There's this. I mean, I hope they take more from the recent kind of relaunch.
I was going to say, I assume they're going to be going with the relaunch.
Yeah, don't go with the 90s. The 90s is way too wild. I 100% am more of a fan of the relaunch, and I've read some of the 90s stuff, and it's like, I'm not a fan of 90s hardly anything.
Most sane people aren't, because it was a garbage time. So there was some good stuff in the 90s.
I hope that in the future we start getting little teases or little drops of hints of like, oh, here's another possible like Valiant movie, or here's this and that. Like, because I'm trying to read.
You get that. There's going to be like tons of stuff in this movie to set everything up.
I'm trying to see what else is there. So Diesel's co-star Sam Egan recently reviewed production. Was going to start the Valiant comic, although he didn't reveal a specific start date. I'm going to assume a 2020 release date.
Yes, so they have said that they're aiming for. When did they say they're aiming for? I think it was 20. Yeah, February 2020.
Shadow Man is still in the 2011. Shadow Man would be great too. That dude would be weird. Here, you know, because I can't like. I'm gonna go to the Valiant to see some of the ones I don't read too much of and see if they could be good movies.
Yeah.
I figure since
But
we don't
what do
have
you
a
think
lot
about?
of like, we don't have a lot of
What?
like after this we could talk more about this.
Yeah. What do you think about Toby Kebbell playing Axe?
Toby Kebbell would be nice. You know,
Yeah.
people
I say because that's who they've got. So.
people underrate him because of Fantastic or
Yep,
Fanforstic.
I agree.
But he's
I
great.
agree.
He's a great actor. I thought like, you know, if you give him the Doom role, like an actual Doom, he would have been great. Personally. So he's Axe, huh? I didn't know about that. Okay, so is that where did they say that?
In the Vin Diesel article.
Which one? There's two of them.
Well, the second one was the casting of the guy who played Winston. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, Lamar Morris. I heard.
The one that I was actually looking at was the Vin Diesel starts production one.
Okay, let me see. Toby Kebbell. I'm looking. Is it the second paragraph? With Matthew Vaughn, remember to direct. John
No, it's the second from last.
Okay.
Where it says it's got like Michael Sheen in it and all these other people.
Also cast Isaac Gonzalez. Nice. Toby Kebbell, the villain Axe. Yeah. I forgot. To be fair, I haven't like I've said, it's like Punisher. Bloodshot isn't my favorite one, so I don't necessarily read too much of him. But I've read some of him, and I think Toby Kebbell could do well. Let me see. I'm looking at some other heroes that could possibly do good. Quantum and Woody would be like the Booster Goat and Ted Core, like that comedy.
Yeah,
that's straight up a comedy movie.
Well, can we get Quantum and Woody out before Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, please?
That'd be great. They're pretty much the same characters. They're like they act certain ways because of that. But Quantum Shadow Man. Because I haven't like read in a minute. I've just been reading Ninjak, so I haven't been read like what Bloodshot is doing right now. And apparently he has a Bloodshot dog and a Bloodshot kid and a Bloodshot family.
Yeah,
that's dope. This would be a nice TV show. Valiant High. It'd be similar to a Runaways.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. What are some of them? See.
But yeah,
is that really it? Just like that they cast Toby Kebbell, they're gonna start?
Well, no, I think Toby Kebbell was on before, but yeah, it's the start date. They've also got the guy from New Girl.
Yeah,
Lamar Morris. Yeah. He's playing Wilfred Wiggins.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought it'd be like good to bring up because you're a Valiant guy.
I'm a big fan of Valiant, and I will hope one day we somehow have a partnership with them, the comics, and this kind of like I just would love to just read nonstop Valiant if I could.
Reach out to Valiant then.
I 100% love their stuff.
Reach out.
We'll see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to find what the original movie was supposed to be before this.
I think they announced this like in 2015, 2016, like that they were starting a Valiant movie universe.
Yeah, Harbinger. That was what was supposed
Harbinger
to.
Wars. Oh, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, of course now it's Bloodshot. So yeah, so you were excited for
100%.
the old Valiant. Yeah,
100%. Even though Vin Diesel makes me a little worried because of his acting ability, maybe. Who is the director actually?
I just closed the fucking tab. I can't remember.
I'm looking trailer director on
I can't think of his name.
It's not Tim Miller, is it? It says right here.
No, it's not Tim Miller. I don't think it.
John Wick directors are being eyed to direct in the spring of 2022, but they came to fruition. Select Dave Wilson for the project, who makes his feature director debut after working as a creative supervisor for Blur Studio, Marvel's Avengers: Age of Ultron. Okay, so it's kind of like the first movie. Not very hyped about that, but we'll see what happens. I
was gonna say like some people have got to have a shot at some point at doing it, but
it's great news for me, to be honest. Hopefully this works out fine. But yeah.
So you've seen a couple of movies this last week.
I wanted to mention Christopher Robin, because I did before I did Mission Impossible 2 Times Go. Today I wanted to mention Christopher Robin and kind of not go over the story or anything like that. I really dislike kind of recounting the story. It's kind of boring. So I just kind of want to go over certain moments and what I overall think. I think this film is great. I think it feels like it's in my top 10 favorite movies ever, just because it holds a little special place in there for certain moments.
It's got that little nostalgia spot.
Yeah, that I just can't get over. It was so like I've had nostalgia with various movies, but this one was so special with it. I also when people say spoilers for anybody who wants to watch Christopher Robin, I am gonna spoil a bunch like the whole movie. I don't think Mitch really cares about spoilers, right?
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah,
Other
okay,
people
so
might care.
that's
I
what I'm
don't know
saying.
how.
Spoilers for anybody listening, go ahead like 5 to 10 minutes, or actually pause and just go to the timestamps down below. If you're listening on YouTube or on SoundCloud, and you can just go to when we talk about the box office. But I would think the depressing part you keep bringing up, Mitch, and kind of like what everybody's talking about, what would have to be the part where Christopher Robin is like a manager, and the guy comes in and he says like, you have to cut like basically everybody.
Ooh.
And also, there's another part where he goes back to the woods or the forest, and he falls down a ditch, and then and so yeah, I think that was like the greatest like visual aspect they could have added. He falls down a ditch, running, trying to look for Pooh, and then he gets knocked out. He tries to climb back up, gets knocked down. It starts raining, and the water like picks him up. But at the same time, he has this like weird nightmare where the elephant, or I forget what the heffalump or whatever, the elephant that takes away happiness.
Well, they actually have heffalumps in this movie.
Yeah, like he has a nightmare of the heffalump, and that kind of like him growing up was the heffalump, like taking away his happiness.
Yeah.
And like where he's working and kind of like putting his work. It's so like sad because there's also Pooh's like, what's in the bag? He's like, this is my bag of important things. Who's that girl? It's Madeline, my daughter. Is she more important than your bag? Yeah, of course. Like it's just there's such like good stuff in here, man. I just thinking back about it, and it was so funny. Anything with the Pooh characters was comedy gold, bro. It was literally comedy gold, and I would say this whole movie is just about kind of finding your like what makes you happy and not going away from it. You know what I'm saying? Not even just being a little kid again, but just kind of going back to what makes you happy in life, and also somehow the last 20 minutes are super stereotypical of like, oh, you just made me realize something this whole time. I've been looking at it the other way.
You just got to turn it upside down.
That's exactly what he says. And it's so stupid.
It's a very common artist trick. Always have to flip it.
It's so stupid, the ending, because this ending is basically like, we've been selling luggage to rich people. Rich people don't go on vacation a lot. What if we sell luggage to the poor people? Because if they got paid vacation, they'd be going on vacation a lot with our luggage. Like, what? But I forget that this movie seems like it's in the 50s or 60s or something like that, so I guess that makes sense.
I say it sounds.
It sounds like anybody would do that now. Like no, like that's not even a thing that's funny. But yeah, anything with the Pooh characters was gold. Haley Atwell was great. I think she was about to leave Christopher Robin at some point, or Ewan McGregor. Like she's like, you know what? We're just gonna stay in the cottage for a little longer while you work. It was kind of sad. It was sad at a lot.
You know you're fucked up when you're about to let Haley Atwell walk out on you.
100%. And well, what was it like? So everything like Pooh, like it was one of those things where other people could see Pooh in the characters, right? And when they would talk, there was a moment when like a cop and somebody like, I didn't just see that. I didn't just see that. Did he just talk? Did he just talk? No, we didn't see that. We didn't see that. It was mad funny, bro. I think I want to see this movie again now. Just talking about it, it was so funny. It was heartwarming. It dug tears rolled down. It got really sad at some points, but at the same time, like it makes up for it just because when you see Christopher Robin as like Ewan McGregor basically just pretend that there's a heffalump there, and because all the Pooh characters are scared to come out, he's like, they don't know that there isn't a heffalump. They believe there is, so there is one, and he knows there isn't one because he's like older, but he just has to pretend there's one and like pretend he's fighting it or whatever, and that he saves the day. That shit was so funny, dude. Oh man, I love this film. I think I saw a lot of people say a lot of good things about this film. There's a couple of people who say the only reason they think it's bad is mostly because it is kind of stereotypical towards like the end and
Yeah.
a couple of
But I
movies.
mean, it's a Winnie the Pooh thing, and it's not
Yeah.
gonna. No.
Yeah, and yeah, I honestly would 100% recommend to anybody. Just in that, and, like the story doesn't even like too much matter in terms of like the ending. I think it's just more of so about the journey you take with Christopher Robin and the Pooh characters. It's great, and Pooh has you can quote that movie forever. I swear, you could quote Christopher Robin to the end of the time. I feel like because when Pooh, especially in the trailer, it's so much funnier in the movie when he says like people say nothing's impossible, but I do nothing every day. Oh man, I think this is a movie I would like buy on home video. Honestly, I don't buy movies on home video like on Blu-ray or anything like that. Mostly because I don't have space for it. But I think this is a movie I would definitely buy. And yeah, chat saying rich people don't go on vacation. No, apparently they don't.
I mean, is it vacation when they're just constantly on it?
But also, I think the point of it was that there's little rich people. There's more poor people than there's rich people. So they're not selling enough luggage. Because there's not a lot of rich people. It was so sad when Pooh had to leave his friends to go back to Universe 6. That's a TV super joke. That's a super joke. Yeah, the Heffalump. Man, I don't want to go too long, but it was, honestly, I did not think it was going to be this good. How long was it? I think it was an hour 40. I'm trying to think.
I'm saying it's not going to be like 2 hours long.
No, I'm trying to think if you could have cut out like 10 minutes to make it hour 30. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a part you could have cut out.
I mean, it's probably an hour 30, but the credits are 10 minutes.
You know what's the best part was that half of it, maybe not half, maybe 3/4, 2/3, was Christopher Robin and kind of him rekindling that life back. But then the other part of it is the daughter and kind of like the daughter meeting it's the new generation in a way.
Yeah.
And she kind of represents that new generation, which I thought was great. And, there's more adults than kids. I don't see why people say it's a kids movie. I get that, like, they maybe try to market it to kids, but there's a lot more adults than kids. And I said,
I mean, the way they've been talking about this movie is very much like this is the way the Pooh for the new generation. So you're gonna have that meta context in there.
Yeah, and it's also like if you grew up watching it and you watch this, there's a lot of callbacks to the old stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very much like it's how movies do it nowadays, right? Where they just kind of they make it for the new generation. They're trying to introduce it for the new generation, but they also have references and Easter eggs to the older generation and kind of take you back to this world. So
it's what you got to do. Yeah. Market to everyone.
I think out of all these Disney kind of live action adaptations of these things, I think this is the best one. I know Jungle Book people really like. I personally I like this one better. I just think
that's fine.
This has a lot more. I mean, at least for me, it has a lot more heart to it. But that's just me. I mean, Jungle Book had heart too, so I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I 100% recommend. Haley Atwell was great to see in the film, and how she plays it all so well. There's a talking donkey in the back.
No.
She plays it all so well. So yeah, I thought that was great. One day they need to do a Pokemon movie based on this premise. Yeah. That'd be great, like having to go back to kind of like the Pokemon and you grew up or something like that.
Didn't Digimon make that movie already?
That's a movie, like a live action movie.
No, not live action.
Live action, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty certain Digimon Try is exactly that premise.
I haven't seen Digimon.
Exactly
I heard Digimon Try sucked, so I didn't see it.
It kind of does, but then again, it's Digimon. What do you expect?
No, because the first 2 seasons are great. I will.
It doesn't hold up.
Hands down. Back up those first 2 seasons of Digimon. I thought they were great. I rewatched them recently. When I say recently, in like the last couple years, I thought they were.
I mean, that's recent.
There's so much references that you don't understand as a kid. There's one moment in the second season when they're playing poker, and then they're like, "All right, everybody, time to take their clothes off." And I was like, "What? They're playing strip poker? What?" I was like, "Wow!" But yeah, that essentially just change out like the Pooh characters for Pokemon. I think you make a great movie, honestly. Yeah. And then you just, of course, make references to Pokemon, but
I don't know if that would work though.
Yeah, how do you make them look, right? It's kind of one of those things when you looked at like Rabbit and some of the other ones that were actual animals, like they looked great. They looked like actual animals.
Yeah,
but
I'm saying all of them look great. It's like, how do you do like a Bulbasaur? Because if you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to obviously do Ash's like original team. So how's a Charizard gonna look?
I wouldn't even do Ash. I would just do Red.
No, because Red never left his team behind.
But I'm 100% okay with just kind of like no character, like just make a new character. But that's just me.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, that's
But
fine. But you know, it's Pokemon. It's gonna have to be.
I'd assume they make them look like Pooh and Tigger, and because they had this little fur to them that they were kind of like a stuffed animal in a way.
I mean, yeah, they're stuffed toys. That's the whole.
I think that would work but when you look at Rabbit, like he looked like an actual rabbit. He didn't look like a toy, and that's just because you can base it off an actual rabbit.
Yeah. So, true talk. Red is the character from the original Gen 1 games.
Yeah.
They're all named after the colors of the game.
I mean, pretty much they made Ash after Red, essentially.
No?
Did they? I thought they did. Cause they,
the game?
Yeah, the game came first.
Games come out?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember. It's been too long.
The show came out in 95. The games came out in 90 or something like that.
No.
In Japan?
No.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't that long.
Japanese Red. Let's see. Red and Blue. One of these Pokemon monsters. When did they come out? Nope, that's not it. Pokemon Red and Green version.
Pikachu shouldn't be fat. Fat Pikachu.
Yeah, that's all. I hate that. I swear those people are the worst who say Pikachu should be fat. Let him just be kind of like whatever. Like that's slim, but he doesn't have to be fat.
He had a lifestyle change. He got in shape. Don't skinny shame Pikachu. Leave the poor guy.
So give me 1 second. Oh, never mind. The game came out in 96. I thought it came out in 90. When did the show come out?
No.
Pokemon show.
Well, it's been 20 years since the show.
Pokemon anime. When did it start? Oh, well, the original run was in 97, April 1st, whole year after.
No, of course it was a year after, yeah.
So, I'd assume the games came first.
I mean, yeah, if it was a whole year, then the games came first, yeah. But,
alright.
Yeah. So you all done with...
Yeah, pretty much.
The poo talk?
Yeah. Recommend.
Because we're not Venom anymore. So yeah, the weekend box office of August 3rd to the 5th. We were quite a way off. You have The Equalizer number 5 with 8.7. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again number 4 with 9. Number 3 is The Spy Who Dumped Me with 12.1. Number 2 was Christopher Robin with 24.5. And number 1 was Mission Impossible Fallout with 35.3.
Mission Impossible for the win!
And I'm going to assume you put DM for Darkest Minds last week. Yeah. That was number 8 with 5.8 million. We were way off. Way off.
I mean, I thought it would at least get somebody, but I mean, I guess people are tired of the YA movies. People like that genre fell off already.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, he called it. Maybe I think that genre is dead.
Maybe it's mostly because they just keep doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, probably. It's all the same.
They never really switched it up. The only ones that kind of did were Hunger Games and The Maze Runner, really. And I guess Twilight.
I mean, even then,
they were similar, right?
You didn't really switch anything up.
Yeah, they were pretty similar,
but they all have the same beats and all this shit.
Yeah, I thought Mission Impossible could pull it out, and
it did.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
Robin, Spy Who Dumped Me, Mamma Mia, and then Equalizer.
I think the only one we got right was The Spy Who Dumped Me. Yeah, we both said it was going to be third.
I mean, you got
Mission Impossible right. Yeah, I'll get. The only one we both got right was The Spy.
Like Mamma Mia and Darkest Minds, just the fact that Darkest Minds wasn't there. Other than if it made 10 million, it would have been fourth, and Mamma Mia would have been fifth. But yeah, it's fine. It's Mission Impossible is a movie I kind of want to see again. Like that's a movie. Like out of all these movies that came out, Mission Impossible or Christopher Robin is the only ones that I feel like I want to see again. Like, Mission Impossible was just so good, but no wonder it got so much money still the second week.
I was gonna say, even added theaters to its list.
All right, coming out: Black Klansman, The Meg, Slender Man. What's a movie I should watch? The Meg or Black Klansman? Because I'm not watching Slender Man because that doesn't look like it probably is gonna be a good movie. If only Blumhouse was doing it, it might have been a good movie.
I mean, if Blumhouse did it 5 years ago, it might have been a good movie. But what's the point in doing it?
It would have been a good movie now. Who's making it though? I'm gonna look it up.
It's Sony.
Yeah, never mind. I'm good.
Sony Spring Gems.
If it's not New Line or Blumhouse, I don't know if I should be watching a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
we got 4 movies coming out.
What other movies? There Dog Days? Are you counting that?
Dog Days is out on the 8th. Black Klansman is out on the 10th. So is The Meg and so is Slender Man.
I think it's either The Meg probably gonna be number 1 because it has the most theaters, and also it has Jason Statham. And what else does it have in it? Let me check.
Interesting enough, there's no track-ins for the Black Klansman or Black K
Yeah, because
Klansman.
that's 1,500 release. It's probably a limited release.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna watch that film probably over the Meg, to be honest. I think that's just gonna be funnier. And I like the main guy. He's Denzel Washington's son, and also he's the main one of the main guys on Ballers from HBO.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was always funny in that, and he's gonna be probably great in this. Adam Driver's in Black Klansman. Who else is in Meg?
Yeah.
So in Meg, Jason Statham, and then nobody else really.
I'm gonna say the Meg's looking at 23.5. I think it might get number one.
Yeah, probably.
Because even if Mission Impossible has a 40% drop again, it's going to be below.
Yeah, and I don't think Black Klansman's going to get above 20. Because it's one of those things that's such a limited time. Denzel's kids, yeah, that's the guy. He's on Ballers. You can find him on Ballers, HBO. Ballers coming out probably this Sunday, coming back. So excited. And this one. He used to be a football player, too. He's so different than Denzel. Denzel would always feel like do more serious movies. Where this guy, his son is a more comedic guy.
I mean, yeah, like, let's
style,
try not following Daddy's footsteps. Let's do something else. Like.
Yeah, but he's really good at comedy, though. He's really good. So, he has his natural thing to him. So, yeah, the Meg first, right?
Yeah, the Meg, yeah. I'm not even going to bother with Black Klansman.
Yeah,
there's no way it's going to get...
I mean, it could be top 5. Let me see. What has to be... So, Mission Impossible is second. That's for sure. Christopher Robin is third.
Slender Man's looking at 15.5.
Yeah, I don't know why.
But that is down 26% from last week.
So it keep going down because I don't know if anyone sees Sorry to Bother You. No, that's a movie I want to see though. I hear that's a really great movie. I don't know why.
So I've heard nothing about it. But so yeah, Slender Man 15.5. I think he could probably break at least 10.
You sure you won't do fourth? Because look, Christopher Robin goes down to what? Are we assuming 15 million?
I don't know what drop that's gonna have.
I'm gonna assume 16, 15 million, right? And if you think, what's his face, Meg, what is that, 20? Right?
23.5, yeah.
Okay, now if you think, which one was the one you said you thought was gonna do 15?
Slender Man.
Yeah, if you think Slender Man can do 15, you could put it fourth or third, to be honest, because. Honestly, Christopher Robin, I could see going to 14 million, Slender Man at 15. But it's one of those things I could see Slender Man keep dropping because people want to see these other movies first.
Or do you think Dog Days is going to get in the top 5 with 4 million? At the minute, I don't think it is.
I think Black Klansman is going to be fifth, to be honest. I feel like that can make a 7 million.
Yeah.
And to beat, what do you have to beat? So Mamma Mia is going to be under that too. So, yeah. I think you could Black Klansman at 5. I'm going with it.
Yeah. See, Mamma Mia only lost 6 million. But then again, 6 million puts it down to 3. Which would mean Dog Days is up there.
And Spy Who Dumped Me, I'm assuming it's going to go down really low. So you're really, in reality, you're for sure going to have Meg, Mission Impossible, Christopher Robin. And if you think Christopher Robin and Slender Man can switch out because Slender Man makes 15, maybe Christopher Robin makes 14.5.
No, I'd put Slender Man below Christopher Robin in it. I think the fact that it's lost a quarter in its projections in a week, it's not going to hit 15. It would be lucky to get 10. So probably Slender Man 5th.
Honestly, you can make an argument for Mamma Mia being 5th. Wait, you had Slender Man 5th?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you have 4th?
I don't know, I haven't got that yet.
Oh, I put Slender Man 4th and Black Klansman 5.
Oh, but then Spy Who Dumped Me only made 12. I don't know.
Yeah,
the top three, in there.
Yeah, so I got Meg, Mission Impossible, Christopher Robin, whatever, Slender Man, Black Klansman. Even though I hope Black Klansman does more than Slender Man, because I just feel like that's gonna be a better movie. Spike Lee.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's
the amount.
Because Mamma Mia is still going to be in more theaters than Black Klansman.
Denzel's son, though, eyes emoji. Okay, true talk.
Someone's got the thirst on. But I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, that could be funny.
I'll put Black Klansman 5th.
All right, sure.
Dog Days ain't gonna get anywhere near top 10.
Imagine it gets first.
What's that?
And I was like, imagine it gets first.
Yeah, it won't.
Yeah, okay, because something really interesting happened. I wish we're gonna have to talk about it more probably, but so
We can talk about it. It's fine.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
So the
it's,
Meg first, Mission Impossible, Christopher Robin, Slender Man, Mamma Mia. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, no, I'm doing Make Mission Impossible, Christopher Robin's, Slender Man, and Black Lantern. You can do Mamma
Yeah.
Mia fifth if you want.
Um,
Let's see.
you know, for the sake of it, I'm going to go Mamma Mia fifth.
Cool.
I'm ready to be wrong on that one. 100% ready to be wrong on that one.
Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much rounds it out.
But yeah, that's. I believe that's the end.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I liked talking about Christopher Robin. I know you don't necessarily get to see all these movies as they come out, but I like kind of bringing on a movie every now and then. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, viewers. But yeah.
I mean, if there was a cinema that's more easily accessible for me, I'd go see everything. But
Yeah, I can figure.
well,
Yeah.
I'll see it eventually. It'll come out soon enough. But yeah, that's going to bring out and round out the show. So thanks for everyone for watching live. Thanks for everyone watching YouTube, SoundCloud, or wherever you're listening. So yeah, until next time.
Toodles.